So let's continue with the interface creation. What we're going to check is now that we have the family and we have the level being selected, we want the user to select what's happening with this one because we already established level 2 as a variable. But what happens if the user requires level 1, level 2, and we want this tool to be as versatile as possible? What we're going to do from here is that we have all level values being created here. We have level 1 and level 2, and we want to make it as unique as possible. So for that, we can use the unique levels, and we're going to create a list of a set of the levels. Using function list set levels, we'll have a result like this, unique levels. That is just giving me the two values that I have. Let's make this variable a little shorter because we don't want to have that much scripting on our file. Unique level. And we can also clear it a little as uLevel with the function called sort. Function sort will get them sorted around ascending number. So we have there the two possible values, then the elements, but we want to create a user interface, and in this particular case this is going to become really handy. So we want to create an interface that makes things the way we require. We're going to call from the we're going to call CLR.addReference. And we want to have system.WindowsForms, because that way we can have an interface that is using elements from the Windows Forms. And also we want to add the reference system drawing. Those two classes are going to be pulled so that we can use it on our code. We just need to import the ones that we require. So we can call the from system.WindowsForms import all. Because in this case we want to be free to read those and we're not getting too much code from that one. Not the best practice if you already know which particulars you're requiring, but for this case it will be fine. And from system.drawing we want to import all as well. We have already called our two main libraries for doing this process. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a form that will give the user the selection of level 1 and level 2, and therefore it can use any other settings. So let's have it a new variable called form1, and we can call it as a form with braces. Because of the library being pulled, the form will now be a variable of form, which means that it's the form basic of Windows. And if we look at it on Google, it will pull this one that it's System Windows Forms namespace, which has all this collection of classes and elements to be pulled. So we're calling the form, it's down here, and we can also use any of this library as part of that one. So go to form, we have form, it says form definitions is a container, create my form. It's in this particular case is C#, so we're going to see how the Python works, but with those references we can see how they adapt, and then we can use any other elements. So let's continue with that creation. We're just going to call it form1. Form1 needs to have a text, which is going to be called level selector. Remember that if we are adding text, it needs to pick elements from that location. We can have a form1.size. We can see from the libraries of form, we have the properties. Properties. Say properties size. It says form size property. It needs to go at system drawing size, which is a size itself. So we see how it's being called, and it's called as a new size with the value of elements, pixels. So we can call it size being 260 by 200. Form1 dot show dialog. As a function. So if we click it, it's pulling up this interface, this form, that it's already a form to be having a selection of elements. We haven't implemented anything else, so it doesn't have any other buttons, it doesn't have anything else, just the text of the form and the size of it.